decision making as a way of participating in management. And sometimes they are given responsibility to undertake in a form of delegation of work. So you find that delegated work can be a way of employees' participation in management. Sometimes they are given roles to play, like leadership roles or roles of trying to mentor others in the workplace. Such kind of roles encourage them to participate. Now, key objectives that organizations have as far as participation in management by employees, we can refer to this that I've highlighted here, and essentially it refers to the fact that what are the benefits related to employees' participation. So this is what we want to look at. I believe you have in mind, as most of your courses are technical course, and there's a lot of activity, especially at workplace or related to your practice, for example. At times you may have the supervisor have some other duties to undertake and leaves the employee or one of the employees in charge. So in most cases, employees have that chance. Now let's look at those benefits or those objectives, and I believe we can be able to put quite a few of them there. And one is to prevent employees from being exploited by the superiors. That how does that work? Maybe I'll ask some of us to be able to elaborate on those statements that we have placed there. How does it help employees or prevent employees from being exploited? One way we can think of is that you allow them to participate in setting or coming up with policies, for example, or you give a democratic space in an organization, for example. You find that people get to participate in policy formulation. In this way, they tend to own it, and they feel that these policies, they are part of them, and therefore they can actually agree to the implementation of the same. This is another thing there we talk of democracy. Democracy in mostly in politics, in nation building, or you find that there's a clamor for democratic space, for example, allow people to have their opinion heard, for example. When you implement policies, you involve members of the organization, for example. So that is a key issue that can be looked into. When we talk about effective growth and development of the workforce, how does this allow them to grow? Participation, taking responsibility, taking charge of activity here, activity there, is an opportunity for one to develop themselves so that they can be able, like you delegate work to someone. This allows them to perfect their leadership skills, and that makes them grow. Resolve the similarities between management and workforce. What we are referring to here as points of the similarities, where there's no agreement in terms of policy, workforce, they are looking for this, the objective is this, management, the objective is that. So you find that when employees participate in decision making, for example, or in policy making, or in activities that require their combined or teamwork, you find that the differences between management and the work with the subordinate is minimized, and you find that people get to move along. When then also develop a sense of participation. You delegate work to someone, they feel that you value their contribution. So in most cases, you find that they feel that this thing belongs to them, and they want to be able to give their best. Expression of ideas. and suggestions. Employees are allowed to express themselves. You know, it is very good to work in an environment where you can contribute by being ready to self-express your ideas or come up with suggestions, or if you feel that something is not going right, you can be able to put your opinion about it, you know, and that is very important in ensuring growth in an organization. Then make improvement on overall working environmental conditions. Now, most workers for a long time have fought to get a better working condition. Better work environment is very, very important. In fact, let me hear from, yes, Catherine. Are you there?
Yes.
What is what kind of working condition? What kind of working condition is preferable in an organization? Let's say, for example, a restaurant.
Environment for the employees.
The working condition.
I think maybe the equipment,
yeah.
the lighting of the area,
Yes.
and yeah, that's what I can think of.
Yeah, that is very good. Yeah, working condition in terms of equipment, in terms of safety, in terms of those kind of facilities that make work easier. What about Mary? Mary?
Yes.
Yes. What can you add on that? What kind of what is the ideal working condition, especially in a restaurant situation?
A secure place.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, the place should supposed to be secure in terms of security, and then the fire extinguishers is supposed to be equipped. The place should supposed to have the fire extinguisher in case of fire breakout.
Oh, safety measures, that is very important. Yeah. Let's hear from, is there a gentleman here? Helen. Helen, are you here? And although Helen is not a gentleman. Helen, what can you add about ideal working condition? Something related to management. Let's say, for example, restaurant supervisors working with a team of waiters, and of course kitchen staff, and among others. Let's hear from Ellen.
Maybe they should have teamwork.
So the management should create an atmosphere where people can work together.
Yes.
As a team.
Yeah.
Meaning that they value the input of each and every member of the team.
Yes.
That's good. Let's look at another key point there. Better understanding among management and workforce. Better understanding among management and workforce. What do you think? There is Jen Sarah. Jen Sarah, what do you think about this? Better understanding among management and workforce.
I think when the supervisors and the employees should be able to solve issues together in an understanding manner.
Yeah. When issues arise, maybe it's a management issue or it's an issue related to employees, for example, then how can it be amicably solved or handled? That is very important. Now, that actually can be enhanced when members of the organization participate. Then lastly, we can talk about create awareness among employees that they have important role to play in the functioning of organization, that they have important role to play. Now, I want us to mention some of the roles that employees may do have or may have as far as organizations' activities are concerned. Let me hear roles from starting with Caroline. Some of the roles that employees normally do in organization.
Okay, let's say in hospitality organization,
Yeah.
chefs can be allowed to receive goods that have been brought by the receiving officer. So they can be delegated the work of receiving, checking if the quality is good.
Yes, yeah, that is an important role, ensuring that the materials required in the organization are well received and verified that they are the right quality. That's an important role. Another role, let's hear from Ruth. Ruth has not spoken. Ruth is there. Yes, Ruth. Ruth is not around. Pay attention, Ruth. Jennifer, can you tell us another role that employees normally undertake in organizations? Jennifer. Jennifer, I know you are hearing us because you are unmuted. Yes, Jennifer. Someone can add something over there. Monica, what role do employees play in organization?
When you talk about roles, can you also say like making sure you keep your environment clean, like delegating a job to someone?
Yes, performing their duties, people performing their duties. For example, if it's about tidying up the place, it's about serving customers. There are so many roles. For example, just look at what roles do waiters do. Let's say, for example, we talk of restaurant. What roles are supposed to be done by the food production staff? What role are supposed to be done by procurement officers? What roles are supposed to be done by administrators? So everyone must be able to participate in doing a particular function that enables that organization to thrive. Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Let's look at forms of employees' participation. Forms of employees' participation. Now, the one form that we can think of is work committee. Work committee. How many of you have ever been in committees? Maybe organizing some kind of activity. Yes, if you have been in a committee, you can shout. Jennifer, I saw you were in a wedding committee.
No.
You have not been in a wedding committee.
Yeah.
Mary cannot miss being in one. Yes, Mary.
Yes.
You have been in a committee,
No.
Never. Your whole life.
Yeah.
Never in your life.
Yes.
Really? You have been?
Sure.
What about a committee at workplace, for example? Remember when you were doing practicals? Didn't you have a time when you had to organize yourself as a team and maybe to perform a specific task? It may not have had that name committee, but of course there is some task that you are doing together with a specific objective.
Yes.
Yeah, so I believe each one of us, in some way or another, we have gotten involved with a team to perform a specific work and to give a report. Normally, at the end of committee meetings, we normally give a report in form of minutes of the meetings, for example. But the key thing about work committees is that organizations use them to have specific activities or roles achieved. You know, you give a task to what we call task forces, so that they can perform that role and achieve a specific objective. So remember that work committee. Secondly, we have joint management councils. Joint management councils. Now, these are normally formed at production levels by employees and their employer or employer representative. And the key objective of joint management council is normally an advisory council that they can give an input so that it helps management in dealing with specific activity or a specific issue that is at hand. For example, if it's a matter that relates to working condition, a committee, a joint management council can be created to help handle that specific working condition issue. Let's say, for example, there's constant power outage at workplace. It's a working condition issue. Let's say maybe cleanliness or sanitation at workplace is an issue. Then a joint management council can be created in order to give consultative or advisory advice the management on what to be done. Issues like in discipline, like you've heard about disciplinary committees. Disciplinary committees are part of that. If there may be incidences of absenteeism among workers, for example, it's an issue that can be handled by the management council. Or if there's frequent accidents, for example, in our work environment, maybe the gas canisters keep on exploding and endangering the lives of workers. Maybe the power connections are faulty and they lead to maybe explosion or maybe equipment getting spoiled or damaged because of extra current, for example. Things like holidays. So you find that these are issues that are handled by joint management councils. They are meant to help management solve specific issues that they might face. The next one, let's look at these three. Board of representation. Board of representation. Board of representation is whereby representatives are nominated among workers so that they can also participate in the board of among the board of directors. And this normally is intended to safeguard the interest of the workers. So you might find that one member is allowed to participate so that he handles the issues that relate to workers, for example. When it comes to participation through ownership, this is allowing workers, for example, to buy, for example, or to giving them opportunity to own shares in the organization. Participation through ownership, allowing them to purchase shares of the company. So in most cases, you find that preference is given to employees in order to buy shares in the company. Like, for example, those companies that have floated, for example, like when Safaricom was floating its shares some years back, you find that priority would be given to workers. If the ones who want to buy the stake in the company, they can be able to Now that normally increases loyalty and commitment from the workers, because as you work for the organization, you also believe that you are part owner of that particular company. Then there's also complete control as a way in which workers will participate. This is giving complete control to workers in terms of managing the aspects that relate to their work or their roles in the organization. In many cases, you find that these are workers who are given the chance to exercise their responsibilities with minimal supervision. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes.
Another way of participation is collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is a mechanism that allows employees and management to lay down rules relating to work condition and contract. This is a very common aspect of, especially given or especially by the employers and the employees' representative. Mostly you find that those fight for the rights of employees, like for example, you talk about university staff union. Many a times they fight with the government for better payment for their workers. You find that the key issue that is around the bargaining, that is known as collective bargaining, that employees may receive better pay or they have improvement on better working conditions. So it may not necessarily be related to pay only, but it can also relate to working condition, can also relate to terms of contract, it can also relate to issues to do with leave and absenteeism and such like. So this is where management and employees come together and agree and lay down rules that we have agreed that this is the way we are going to handle our department. We've agreed that this is the way we are going to take care of the issues that pertains to our department. When you join the industry, or after COVID, you'll be able to, because most of you are at the brink of joining the industry, you'll be able to find that sometimes you have to get into a point or a table, a discussion table, round table discussion about how to handle that particular organization department, for example. Then we have job enlargement and enrichment. Now, this issue we had talked about it in management, job enlargement and job enrichment. Job enlargement relates to additional tasks that are given or allocated to a member of the organization, and mostly they are tasks that are related to the level that a person is operating in. So in many cases, job enlargement is increasing responsibility under the same level that a person is. Job enrichment is adding motivators to existing job, something that can make somebody feel that they are doing something different from the job that they normally undertake. Are we together?
Yes.
Now, job enrichment eliminate monotony. So that's where employees can participate. Now, one way of job enlargement is through delegation. Someone can get work delegated to them, a role that they can play. The same with job enlargement. Now, suggestion schemes, on the other hand, invite workers from various workers of various aspects of work to contribute, to suggest ways in which, or come up with constructive ways in which the company may be run or the organization may be run. So this is requiring input from specific workers so that they can be able to participate or give their best to the organization. So suggestion schemes are also very common, and sometimes department encourage their members to give suggestion on how they want the work, how they want the organization or the department to be improved, and of course that encourages members. Very important, quality cycle. How does this happen? Quality cycle refers to a group of workers, that is people who are drawn from a particular department or work area, and then they would meet regularly and try to analyze and come up with better way of improving that particular department. So you find that you might, let's say, for example, at ZTEC, we have various departments. You have hospitality department. Then maybe a few lecturers within that department can be put together so that they find ways in which they can improve on the various aspects of running of that particular department. You might be talking about a restaurant situation, for example. Maybe a group of a few people can come together, or they are appointed so that they can look at various quality issues that pertain to that particular segment of work. So in other words, their role is to advise or to help in determining ways of improving how the business or how the company runs. Another important aspect is empowered team and autonomous teams. Empowered team and autonomous teams. These ones refers to or means transferring authority and responsibilities to employees. You remember when we are talking about principles of management, we talked about authority and responsibility must be given to a manager. Now, this is delegating this authority or transferring this authority and responsibilities to employee or employees. This means that they give them a sense of ownership, like when one employee receive or maybe get some work delegated to them, especially a higher responsibility, they feel that they are given that chance to be able to participate and have control over their job. Just give me a moment as you look at these key aspects. Just one moment, please. Take a note of those key areas. You can discuss among yourselves. I'm coming. Give me around about 2-3 minutes. Yeah, but I want you to participate in discussing those areas that I have highlighted. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just about 3 minutes. I'm coming.
Guy. Mary.
Poa.
Mbona cheka?
Kwa sababu unaniita polepole, kwani kujua niko?
Anaona tu jina.
Mtu anafaa ongea akikujanga. Mary, umenyamaza tu, tunakupatia utu.
Nilikuja by mercy, so
na mbona umute yako na kusikia tu kicheka?
Sijamute.
Nasema tushakifunza. Unafaa umute ndio tusikusikie kenye unafanya huko.
Yeah, mimi sikuwa nacheka anyway.
Niweka roho pia inakuja na echoes.
Mimi sasa ndio nimeunmute.
Sasa you can mute.
Mimi kuna wakati nimeunmute. Hakuna.
Akifuri hata uliza Jemsera.
And who is Ruth?
Remember
Hebu Ruth waambie hivyo watu wasome.
Mimi
Hatujafika
nasoma.
Mnasoma nini? Mnaongea kuhusu stori za sijui
Number 4.
kucheka.
Mary ndo alikuwa anacheka vile Disha alisema kuna gentleman hapa alafu akaita Helen.
Hiyo sipo, hebu tusome.
Tukue serious tusome.
Ati hiyo point ya kwanza.
Mbona sioni?
Nani wanacheka hivyo?
Monica, sasa
Unataka kutu video?
Kona cake.
Unaweza tunaandika
Okay,
note.
tu unaleta sauti ya TV huko.
huyo ni nani huko nyuma Monica?
Bro yangu.
Mwambie ndiye akacheza.
Kuna corona. Hadi Ora anaongea.
Salimiana.
Na mvae mask.
Ona na Jensen.
Hiyo si sasa sister Monica. Oh.
Sasa
Iko wapi
princess.
mask?
Ai, tuko ndani ya nyumba msee, uko wapi?
Hey, sanitize basi.
Tunaweza na sanitizer.
Aya, hadi kupika.
Jensera ndio unasema tusome alafu unauliza.
Sisi ndo mnatoka topic. Mimi bebe naandika notes.
Mimi najiandikanga na akili. Ask me anything.
Naona.
Hebu nieleze hiyo point ya kwanza.
Empowered team.
Aha.
Hiyo ni self-explanatory.
Jenny ako wapi?
Hai. Ati self.
Empowered
Acha
team.
nitoke kabla ya kuja nipate hapa.
Hebu toka alafu tu explain point number 1.
Kaa tu hapo.
Mimi si mwalimu wenu.
Nye.
Wewe ni moderator. Hii session inarekodiwa.
We.
For real, si nimesema.
Alafu hizi nywele kwani hukuwa hivyo moa?
Wewe unanyoa.
Ara anaenda personal.
Mbona video yako hapa tukuone.
Kuna chat. Mimi nimeshika tomato tudogo.
Wewe hata usijaribu.
Nani? Mimi?
Hizi nywele we. Nimechukua jana.
Ora mingi.
Yes, my name.
Na kesho mkuje klasi ya saa.
Long time.
Nyinyi. Unasikia Ora misi. Princess, mkuje kesho.
Cool kids.
Slay queens. Kesho mjilete.
We, class rep. Tuingie video kama msororo nywele.
Hii nywele yangu hata tu ni vile sijui kwenye wigi yangu niliacha.
Bebe ng'ombe zinakunywa maji.
Nani hapo kwa ng'ombe?
Ni wewe.
Nato.
Ati mimi we my dear.
Ilikuwa Regina.
Hello.
Shamerudi.
Hello. I thought you were discussing points.
Yes.
How are you? You are catching up. Anyway, I believe you have talked about those key points and identified the ones that are relate to your work. Now, empowered teams set their own targets. That is one aspect that you need to remember, that a group that work together, especially they have a sense of ownership and control over their jobs. They normally set their own targets or they set their own objectives. Now, let's take suppose, for example, you are given a task to perform. in an organization. Let's talk about a facility that offers restaurant services, for example. Can I get a few targets that one can set as relates to a restaurant business, for example? Let me hear this. Caroline, what kind of targets can you set for a restaurant, for example?
Okay, let's say for example, waiters.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, we can
Yes,
say
yes,
at
yes.
the end of the service, each
Mhm.
waiter should reach a target sales of maybe 50,000, and encourage that any waiter who maybe passes the target will get something out of it to motivate them also.
Yeah, that's very good. That's a very good target. So maybe as a work team, you can set targets in terms of finance target. That is sales targets, for example. That's good. Any other person? Helen, can you tell us what kind of targets can be set, for example, restaurant, kitchen, and what have you?
For the kitchen to be able to prepare a lot of food stuff.
Cuisine.
Yeah.
Yes. What about, you can see that, let's say, for example, normally, depending on the size of the restaurants, the capacity of production, and the number of workers, suppose there are 10 food production staff. What is the normal number of plates that they can prepare in one day? Question open to anyone. Suppose there are 10 food production staff. What is the normal number of plates that they can prepare in a day? Things working normally, everything constant. Anyone can join in with an answer. Are we there? Are we together?
Yes.
Is that question tricky?
Not
Yes,
tricky. Okay, as per me,
Uh-huh.
I think it depends with the person's ability and how fast they might be the workers. Yeah, because people are different in terms of speed, so it depends with the speed of the workers. If they are more, if they can work faster, they can produce more. If they can work slow, then they will produce according to their speed.
But also, it's normally there's acceptable targets that they can set. For example, ordinarily, if a business employs a chef or maybe food production staff, there's a level of quantity that they are supposed to at least a minimum requirement. So in other words, what you say that somebody needs to be able to set their own target and work towards achieving them. Now, what about the methods of work? What kind of methodologies can be put in place to achieve a specific target or specific objective? I believe you understand this very point, method of work. Yes, at a restaurant. Jensera, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
For the method of work, for example, in a restaurant, the employees can do a teamwork, maybe in setting the covers, so that they can be able to set in time before service.
So there are things they can do together. What about division of work? I think division of work also is a method.
Yes.
Yeah, like if you look at, for example, at a restaurant, You outline the key roles that need to be undertaken, and then assign those roles to specific people. Then maybe if one person is taking care of setup, another is taking care of maybe decoration, another will be taking care of maybe service to clients, another will be taking care of many other roles that are there. So that actually can define the decision or the methods of work that is put in place. Now, styles of leadership is also very important, especially work group. They want a particular way in which they want to be led. What do you think, Monica? What do you think? Style of leadership. The leadership styles as we did it in. Okay, we should have done it last week, but many were not there. Leadership style. Do you want a democratic style, a free space where people are free to speak their mind, are free to contribute, or you want one person to be in charge and everything stops with them? What do you think, Monica?
I think I'd like everyone to put in their views on whatever they want that can make the business grow. Because if one person sets the goals, it can be to their own benefit and not to the benefit of each and every other person.
So you advocate for democratic style, eh? Good.
Yes.
Yes. Any other style that we can think of? These are free reign style, whereby everyone does the. We just see that, take your role, do it. No one will be following after you. What is expected of you is to achieve the objective you came up with. That is a free reign style. No one is leader over the other. Everyone is the leader. Everyone is not the leader. Helen, what do you think? In terms of leadership style, a work group can be able to decide what kind of style they want. But another thing work group or autonomous teams normally do is to create own work schedules and review performance. This is very key, creating one's work schedules. That is the program of work. That is, you will not be working according to the policy schedules that are set by the organization, but you'll set your own time to do that particular work. And of course, you review your own performance. So this is a very, very important aspect that needs to be. So one thing that you take a note of, you can take note of autonomous teams is that these are people who understand where they are going, they know what they want, and they can be able to design their work. Another thing is that they prepare their own budget and coordinate work with other departments. So they determine what kind of resources they need, and these resources, they can be able to use them to ensure that their work is completed. And that requires liaising with other departments. Let's say, for example, a restaurant in an organization or in a restaurant, for example, you find that the food department, they cannot do everything on their own. They will want to get finances from the cash office or from finance office. They would want to get money. They would need the support from procurement officers, for example, procurement departments to go and buy. They get a budget. They release that budget to finance. Finance releases money and then coordinates with the procurement office so that those items are bought and actually brought to the restaurant. So coordination with other departments is important. Then, of course, choosing the source of supply of materials. Now, that is also a very important aspect. You need to be able to determine where do we get the items that we require so that we so that they can perform their jobs. And then again, they can also get people to replace those who leave. Because at times you find that members of a team, they cannot stick together forever. At one point, one would leave, one might resign, one might decide to move on, do other things. But then you have to replace someone into that particular work group. So they are the ones responsible for getting the right person. Sometimes you find that work groups have got issues, especially disciplinary issues. There's this someone who was given so much freedom and they took on work that they cannot be able to undertake or complete in the right required time. Then how do you handle such a member? There must be some disciplinary responsibilities undertaken. Then, of course, taking responsibility of product produced, the quality in terms of quality and quantity. So that is very important, that a work group or a empowered team or autonomous team must be able to ensure that the quality of product is up to the standard. These are very important aspect here known as total quality management. Now, total quality management is a very important aspect. In fact, it's a management technique that is not that very old, but essentially it entails managing quality at every aspect or every level of production. We can talk about, let's say, for example, you want to produce crochets or bread local. Let's say you want to produce bread or you want to produce chapati. Let's come very local and at home. For you to get the best quality or the top quality, let's look at cakes. Cakes that are more sophisticated. You want to produce the best quality cakes. Now, I believe all of you have ever produced cakes. I remember there's one of you was selling to us. I used to love that business. Was it Catherine?
Yes.
Yeah, is the business thriving?
Not exactly since
COVID,
yes,
COVID has affected it,
yes,
but you'll revive. Make sure you keep on getting more customers.
yes, I will. Thank you.
Yes. Now, if, for example, you want to produce cakes, maybe cupcakes or the normal cakes or wedding cakes or whatever, for you to get the top quality product out of your final product, then you have to manage quality from the very beginning. So you will determine where do you get your input from. That is total quality. You must know where do you get your input, where do you get the flour, where do you get the oils, where do you get the butter, where do you get the fruits, where do you get every input that you will add will form or will be ingredient to that particular product you want to make. And of course, quality means that there's lack of defects or there's no issue or no problem as far as the product is concerned. So the key thing is that you want to manage every aspect of production. So it may not necessarily be enough to know that you are getting good unga from maybe unga flour mills, for example. But find out, go a little bit deeper, find out how did they prepare this unga. That is getting to know where did it come from? Where was it grown? You want to find out some background information so that you know that the type of unga you want for your cakes are at the top quality that you can produce. So that is very important aspect. And look at the various input. For example, there's this company called Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, they have bottling farms here in Kenya. the only thing they do here in Kenya is packaging and ensuring that the liquids are of top quality. But the key thing that they are very important is the type of water they use to produce the Coke. And that is what they do all over the world. So they want to make sure that the taste of Coke is the same across the board, so that they make sure the type of water, the pH of that water, the source and everything matches the quality standard that has already been set, because they receive concentrates from their headquarters. So the same way, if you are in a restaurant or in a kitchen or in a facility that produce food stuff, for example, you need to know, where do you get your gadgets? Where do you get your tomatoes? Where do you get your onions? Where do you get your beef? Where do you get your pork, for example? Where do you get your chicken? What was fed to the chicken before they come to your facilities? So you need to know everything. That's very important to any producer of any product. Now, you realize that total quality management is very important as far as food industry is concerned, because here you are dealing with human health. Therefore, whatever you produce matters a lot. So I want you to look at the key total quality management philosophies that are very important. This one, meeting customers' requirements on time. That is, what do they want? What do the customers want? They want boiled beef. Just boiled and put some spinach in there. Customers' requirement on time. Why is that important? You will please them, you will satisfy them. Ensure that there is error-free work. That is, anything that you do does not have any mistake or any error or any wrong thing done. So if you are doing your omelets, for example, you must not overdo them. Yes, doing your scrambled eggs, for example, don't put too much milk into it or too little milk into it, or don't leave it too long on the fire. If you are doing, for example, your beef steak or lamb ribs, what do you call it, lamb chops, for example, you need to do it the right way. Avoid mistake in the work that you're doing. If you're doing your buttered cabbage, for example, how do you need to handle it? So make sure there is no error. Ensure that there is just the right quantity of salt, just the right quantity of sugar. Like most of you guys, you reach a point that you can measure the required salt, that someone who is dining may not realize that there is no salt or there was salt in that particular meal. So those are very important. Another key thing is managing by proaction, not by correction. What is this very important aspect? Managing by proaction. That is being proactive, anticipating challenges and dealing with them beforehand. That is what we mean. You anticipate challenges and dealing with them before they happen. If you rely on correcting mistakes, then it's going to be a very bad position to be in as far as quality is concerned. So anticipate challenges, anticipate problems, and deal with them before. No, that's why there's an important aspect or important activity you normally do before you engage in production. That is mise en place. Mise en place is very important activity that you undertake, because you want everything to be in the right place before you start your production. not realizing that, oh, I've started preparing food, but I don't have onions, or I don't have salt, or I don't have this, I don't have that. And these are very key ingredients to your work. So that's very important. Then, very important, measuring the cost of quality. That is key aspect that you need to remember. Measuring the cost of quality. You know, quality is costly. It is hard to believe cheap and quality. Do they go in the same word? You know, you can't find them in the same sentence. Cheap and quality. So you need to know what input do you have in that particular product, and what does it cost. So these are very important aspects that one needs to consider, and that every employee must be able to take responsibility for the quality that is produced. Are we together? I think this is the last aspect, financial participation, how employees may participate in management is financial participation. Here, we can talk about consultative activities or decision-making processes where workers are also given that opportunity to bring in their input as far as financial matters are concerned. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
So that financial decisions can be they can give their input in terms of workers' cooperatives, for example, when workers form a cooperative society within the organization. For example, participation in pension funds, for example, or salary earning fund. That is where they can contribute some of their finances into a common pool, whereby they are they take care of their future or maybe their retirement issues. So that's very important. Now, last key area we want to look at is levels of workers' participation in management. Levels of workers' participation in management. There are just only a few levels that we're going to look at, but they are very key level. One, information sharing. Information sharing is about employees giving their suggestion pertaining to matters that relate to management. So in this, as we had talked about committees and councils, for example, you find that employees can take part in those providing input in terms of the information that they share with the management. Then another key thing is consultation. Consultation is whereby workers may be consulted on matters that relate to employees' welfare, for example. There are issues that affect employees, especially with regard to training, health, safety, working condition, and such like. So employees are encouraged to participate so that their input or their contribution can be part of the management activities. Very important is also known as associative participation. Here, at this level, members normally have the right to receive information, discuss and give suggestion on general and economic condition of the organization. In other words, getting groups of employees or departmental or members of particular departments to just brainstorm and find out and check how can they be able to improve the situation, the economic situation of that particular organization in terms of what input, what input can they add so that the organization might feel that they are in the right position. So in other words, Associative participation is encouraging employees to add their input as far as the organization's activities are concerned. Remember that key area. Remember that key area, very important. Then are we together in that?
Yeah.
Then administrative participation. Now, administration is related to authority, management. This is where employees are given a chance to take part in management, to take part in handling responsibility or exercising authority. So it's more of a sharing of responsibilities and authorities. In essence, as known as administrative. So you find that employees would take part in activities that are highlighted here, like welfare, safety training, preparing work schedules, working hours, giving incentives, holidays, and what have you. So you find that these are mostly administrative work which employees are given a chance to participate in. Then decisive participation. Decisive participation, this relates to decision making, which employees are or may also be expected to take part in. So this is, as we say, is the highest form of participation, where decisions are taken jointly on matters relating to the organization's activities. For example, in production, how can workers make decisions? Matters relating to welfare, economic, financial, or administrative policies. Now, this is where delegation of authority and responsibility comes in very handy, because workers are given that chance to make key decisions that can affect organizations' ability to survive. So those are the 5 major levels of participation in decision making, or in participation in management. So we've said decisive participation, administrative participation. We have also talked about associative participation, consultative, and information sharing. So those are the 5 key areas or levels where workers participate in management. So remember, those key areas are very important, very important. Now, what do you think? Benefits of employees' participation in management. Now, benefits. This one, I know by now you all understand what the benefits that employees get as far as management or participation in management are concerned. I want to give you this as an exercise. I'm going to put it. But you already have the answers. But I'm going to. Or you already have the answers. So there is no need. I would have placed it. I would have placed it as an exercise, but I know you already have the answers. So let's just go through them, and I'll give you a quiz, which will you look at. So benefits of employees' participation in management. Now, yes. Good. You can see those benefits, like freedom of opportunity for self-expression. Yeah, this is it removes that curtailing of employees' voice, especially as far as contributing to organizations' activities are concerned. It gives a feeling of belonging. You feel that this is a place where you belong. You want to own it up. You want to be part of it. It gives workers a higher status in especially in that particular industry. Yeah? Of course, we talk of promoting democratic practice, and of course, increased productivity. Workers who are recognized or who are their contribution are taken note of, they are normally much more productive, much more committed. Then it's that cordial relationship that is built with members. So you find that the members can build a happy, jovial, cordial. People value one another. They regard one another as important as contributing positively to that organization. Then, of course, it builds mutual understanding between workers and management. It enhances industrial harmony. That's that peace, industrial harmony. There are no strikes. There are no lay down of tools. There are no picketing. There's hakuna haki yetu. You remember when people lift up banners and say that we need to be paid well, we need to be heard, our voices need to be recognized. So then also this one we've mentioned, promoting industrial democracy. And then, of course, it reduces resistance to change, but it enhances creativity and innovation. It reduces resistance to change, but enhances creativity and innovation. So, enhances creativity and innovation. Are we together? Problems of employees' participation in management. Well, what do you think? Are there issues that pertains to this? Do you think? Let me hear from where are others? Why aren't they joining us? I see only around about 10 guys. They should join us. But what do you think? There are problems associated with that. Lots of problems. Lack of interest. Sometimes you want people to take part, but they don't. They ignore you. They feel that they are not trusting the organization. You delegate work to them. They feel that you are not really genuine in your initiative. People who lack interest. Maybe ideological differences. For example, policy issues. People may not be into your business ideals. For example, they have not owned up to your idea or your concept or your business model. So they are just workers, just to earn salaries, but they don't believe in you. They don't believe in the objective or the management's objective. Delayed implementation, for example. Sometimes we say that we are going to involve you in this, we are going to involve you in that, but then it's just a story that keeps on coming. Or sometimes you are asked to participate in maybe policy formulation, but then those policies are not implemented. They gather dust on the shelves, for example, or in the offices. Or the files are not even looked at. Then, of course, unionism, political unionism. You find that those unions, those who fight for employees' right here and there. Sometimes they pit the employees against management. So many of the workers may not feel that the organization has got their best interest, but that the organization is out to put them down, out to step on their rights, out to deny them what they are supposed to be their rights. Then narrow scope of participative forum with limited issue. What we mean is that when you allow people to participate, you only restrict them to specific areas that they can only contribute when it regards to work issues. Nothing else should ever be discussed by employees, or their ideas are not welcome when it comes to specific issues. So you find that when you have that narrow scope of participation, people tend to ignore. People tend to, oh, they just only want us to contribute when it comes to work, but when it comes to negotiating about our work environment or working condition, then we cannot mention, and you cannot talk, you cannot put our opinion forward. Then lack of decisive participation. Decisiveness is important. It's an indication of commitment and dedication towards that particular activity. So in many cases, you find that workers who are not decisive, or who are not given to a particular work or a particular activity, may not necessarily be of show their full interest. Then employers resist employees' participation. This is very key. You find that many a times management do not want to involve workers into serious matters because they find that maybe they can reveal so much information that they want to keep under seal, or closed information that they don't want anyone to get to. So many a times they refuse to allow workers to participate. And then, of course, there is that idea, point 9. Now, I want us to talk about this point, that there are those who are born to serve and there are those who are born to rule. Is it true? There are those who are born to serve and those who are born to rule. Yes. Caroline, you are our leader. Were you born to rule?
I was born to rule, not to serve.
Is it true, or is it just a myth?
I think it's true. It's true because let's say maybe in like our industry, right?
Yes.
Let's say all of you are waiters. You are the same position. It just happens, you just find there's one person who will be like, let's do this, who will naturally take in charge of everything, be more responsible. And there's this other person who is so afraid of being given maybe delegated work. He or she rather prefers to do the work than to supervise the work.
Right. Yeah, I think you are right. Very right.
Yeah, very right.
Yes, someone with a different input. What if we coach these guys who don't want to rule so that they become rulers?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yes, Catherine.
I was thinking maybe someone has not been given that opportunity to stand in front of people. Maybe because they're afraid. So when you coach someone, their can I say immunity or their whatever, their self-confidence will be boosted for them to be able to take upon tasks that are given unto them.
Yeah, what if they look for it?
Yes?
What if they look for that opportunity themselves?
Yeah, if they look for it, well and good, we'll know maybe they want to rule, but not everyone can rule because there can be bad leaders when it comes to that. People who are there for their own self-interest. So
Good. That's good contribution. But you find that of course opportunity will be available for everyone. is now the responsibility of the person. Now, this bond to serve bond rule actually is there, and
Sha,
yes,
hello. According to Monica's point, even if you want to quote someone, it's up to you to you can be with the best leader and still not be a leader, because leadership comes within you. Yes. So as much as you are being coached, you have to, let's say, have it in you so that you can rule.
You must have that self-drive.
Yeah, but if you are delegated the power and it's not with you, that's when you end up being a bad leader.
Or one makes mistakes.
Yeah, because it's not in you. It was just you are being pushed. That's why we say leadership comes within you.
Yeah. That's true. Now, sometimes you find that lack of lower level participation also affects this participation in management, especially if most of the decisions come from the top, and lower level members, for example, lower level management, they are just to take in those decisions made at the top. And therefore, a culture may be built in organization where there's a feeling that we are not expected to contribute, we are not expected to participate. And then maybe it can be because of a policy of the company, or sometimes maybe the opinion or the attitude of the people at that lower level. So that also can affect participation. And of course, this one I think is the same as employers' resistance to participation of workers, the same as unwillingness of employers to share power. Of course, participation always might involve sharing some of opportunity, authorities, and responsibilities. And then this one is very key: lack of competence and interest on part of workers, especially their representatives. Lack of competence, this is also a major area. You can also look at it. Then employees considered below their dignity and to sit alongside blue-collar workers. Now, there are some situations, for example, where employees might be expected to work together with those who are doing casual work, like, for example, cleaners and those who are work that we consider blue collar, that have no status. So you find that working together with these people sometimes they might have that feeling of, oh, so do you mean we are going to sit down with the sweepers and casual workers on that decision table? Are we going to participate together are we going to take that training together with those guys? That feeling sometimes makes people don't want to participate. And of course, lack of feedback on performance of work committees. For example, if no regular feedback is given, you find that you don't know the result of work, whether you did a sterling job or you did a poor job. It becomes a demotivator as far as participation is concerned. Now, these same issues, we had looked at them in principles of management when it comes to delegation. So they are more or less similar to what we had previously. So the last thing we are to look at today is facilitation of employees' participation in management. Facilitation in employees' participation in management. Now, I want you to go through them, and you'll be able to help us. I placed a chart on the portal. If you can ask questions from there, it would be good. So this is the last section we are handling as regards this particular topic. So how do you facilitate employees' participation? So you have to adapt to a progressive work style or outlook. And then consider the industry as a joint endeavor. That is, for an industry to succeed, then teamwork approach need to be taken into consideration. Teamwork approach needs to be taken into consideration as much as possible. Then workers need to be enlightened on the benefits of their participation. That what are the benefits? They need to know that when they participate, they improve, or they are able to develop themselves. They are able to increase their, for example, their level of confidence, and it gives them that experience that can allow them even to make career progress. Then, of course, very important, employers and workers should agree on objectives. So this is an important aspect as well, that objectives of participation need to be clearly indicated, and every group, that is employers and workers, need to be able to be on the same page as far as the objectives are concerned. There is a specific area we look at in management that is known as management by objectives. We look at its aspects can work as the same way as participation in management are concerned. Then another very important aspect is respect in organizations, that there should be respect of the rights of employees, and the rights of management need to be taken into consideration. So with such respect or recognition, then one is able to participate meaningfully. If management does not respect workers, or does not value workers, then they would hardly will delegate. Then, of course, this is also very important aspect, effective communication. This is a very essential aspect that is very important as far as this participation is concerned, that communication must be given a priority, because how do you deliver the information that people need to participate when you don't communicate? So effective communication is very important. Like a manager, for example, before they delegate, they must effectively communicate to the person to whom the job is delegated, and the people to who will be able to be supervised must also get the information that from now or for this particular period, so and so is going to be in charge of this role and that role, so that that communication reaches the concerned individuals in good time. Of course, participation should be a continuous process. It should not just be something that is done once in a while or once and for all. It should be something that is built progressively. What we mean is that you just don't wake up one day and expect people to participate. It's something that should have been, you had started, there's a foundation for it. There's something that is building on one thing after another, so that it can effectively be implemented. If, for example, management does not respect the rights of employees, and then they want them to participate in decision, or to participate in, or contribute to the growth and development of the company, they will be aloof, or they won't be committed to it. But if management shows commitment to employees, then employees also will show commitment to the organization. So that thing is the continuity of the process of participation. Then, of course, but participation should start at the operating level. When we talk of operating level, we talk of the lower level of management or the functional level where activities are normally undertaken. So it's very important when it starts there, so because that's where majority of employees normally are. Many employees are not in the CEO's office or in the board of directors office. That is not where people are. Those offices have only a few batch individuals, but majority of the workers are actually at the operating level. You find them at the restaurant, you find them in the kitchen, you find them in the offices, you find them in the classrooms, you find them on the fields, doing this, doing that. So that is the level at which participation should start. And then it needs to climb up to the top level. In that way, it will be quite effective. Then, of course, there should be mutual cooperation and commitment for both management and employees. So all that will effectively ensure that there is participation. Any question up to that point? Any question up to that point? Hello? Questions? Questions are welcome now.
I have no question.
You have a question?
No, I have no question.
You don't have a question?
Yes.
Any issue related to that? Any issue? Caroline? Caroline is still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, Caroline, why aren't people joining the portal? Sorry.
Most people are complaining that they don't have bundles.
Oh, bundles, eh?
Yes.
Because I see only 7 of you.
Yeah. But maybe with time the number will be increasing.
Okay.
What should the organization do to those students who are not able to access the bundles?
I think, have you spoken with the head of department about it?
Yes, they say they'll provide for us bundles, but instead, people are supposed to pay for them. It's not actually free. It's just discounted.
Or is discounted?
Yeah, it's not free. It's just discounted. Hello.
But I'm getting you. But so when is it supposed to be given?
They have already issued out.
They have already given.
No, you just dial *54*60, but it's not free. You'll have to pay for it. At 500 shillings, you'll get 10 GB for e-learning.
Okay. All right.
Yes. But they said it will be given to students for free. But
The 500.
yeah, now you'll have to pay the 500, and not everybody can afford the 500 shillings.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. But I hope But even if one might not get to the live portal, one can actually access the portal maybe at a cyber or on their phone using a little, the live chat like the one we are doing. This is the one that is eating a lot of bundles, but one can be able to get through the portal without necessarily paying so much cost. I want to share the page where you just see you see that page.
Which
Hello.
hello?
Yeah, it's coming. There's something rolling on it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
finally I can see it.
yeah, that's the register. So you see, there are just 7 of you for this date. So you need to be quite a number of you. I thought we were about 20.
Yeah.
So I don't know how your page appears, but there are some things I want to show you here. Your page, it should appear with this. There are other materials that I'll be putting in. It's too small, too tiny. Are you able to see that outline?
Yeah, the course outline.
Yeah. Some of these topics we are done in class. Last week I wanted us to look at leadership, but I think no one appeared. Or was there somebody? But there's some recording I made on the portal. You can actually access them. Stress and conflict, we also did it, but I'll put them together because there are so many topics to the number of aspects. And now the topic 10, leadership, participation in leadership is what we have been looking at. Now, when you go to the topic, let me show you. Some of them I've not posted, but I will post them. Maybe by end of next week, I'll posted everything. So this is the topic 8. You'll find the notes there. Hello.
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 Yeah, you'll find the notes. You can download them and go through them. There's a 51-minute narration on that leadership. You can check on it. I mounted it there. I waited and then I gave it a 51-minute narration so that those who might have missed that discussion can take a look at it. And so you can try to play it. It's audio. Audio, I believe it doesn't take much bundles.
Yes.
But you can also download it. I think you can download it and it will be better for you. Now, here, I will put a discussion topic. I'll place there something for discussion. I'll put there a forum for discussion. So when you come to that particular discussion, you'll find a topic 10 discussion, something related to what we have been discussing in employees' participation in management. In fact, so you'll find that topic 10 forum, topic 10. So in there you'll find, let me just put that question right away, so that we can start discussing it anytime. So we can see I'm writing the question: employee participation in management. Employee participation in management. Unit, that is okay. So has not been effective. Has not been effective. Employee participation in management and solely limited has not been effective. Explain 5 reasons. Now, you not necessarily 5. You can do more than 5. Explain the reasons. Explain the reasons that has led to this situation. So you'll find that as your question on the forum, and let me show you how you'll be able to answer it. I don't know whether you have done that before. Have you answered the question on the forum?
No.
Yes.
You have done it, so you know what you're supposed to do.
Some we don't know.
So I want to leave it open, so I'm not going to enable timings, so that you can be able to answer it anytime you get through. But try to answer it before next class, okay?
Are we answering as an individual?
Yes. It will be. It will appear. It will appear to each one. If you log into your portal as a person, you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to find the discussion question. So
And how are we going to discuss it?
How you are going to in your portal? There is a. Let me show you how it comes out. It comes out like this. This is it.
Yes.
So you click on it. You click on it. You see what you do, You click on add a new discussion topic, okay?
Yes.
Are you seeing that? So you click on that, and then you write that subject. You can write topic 10 discussion, or you can write participation in management, and then you put your words, you put your answers there, or whatever you want to say, you can type it there. So you can type this topic 10, discussion, and then you now state whatever you wanted to state, and then you post to the forum. Okay. This is the question I did, so you'll find that you'll be able to post whatever you want to discuss. The question is already here, but you'll post what you want to post here and then to the forum, and then it will appear. On my side, I'll be able to see. I'll be able to see the discussion given by. Are you able to see that page?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll see topic 10 discussion started by so and so. So when you have added yours, it will also appear like this. When I click onto it, you'll find maybe Caroline, and then I'll get to your discussion there. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it comes out. Okay. So are we together? Now,
Yeah.
last thing I want to show you is I'll put a quiz, like I'll add you a quiz. This is a self-marking quiz. Go back to topic 10. Topic 10. I'll go and fix a quiz there for you. So you'll find it written quiz topic 10. Quiz topic 10. And then I'll put my question there. I can put my question there and see that. Like, first of all, I'll not put it there, but I'll do my timing. I can do timing for it. That is okay. I can fix a grade for it. So all those are my own works. So don't worry about those ones. So what you'll find is that you'll find a quiz. So so all that is me to do, but I just want to put one quiz. Let the page come, and then I'll fix it for you.
Shall we do the quiz right now?
The question,
Yes.
Yeah. The quiz, it's an essay question. You can write your answers and post. Question name, topic 10 or quiz 1. I talk of quiz 1. My question is this. Outline 5 benefits of employee so that's my question. I want to show you where to answer it. So don't worry about these ones are mine, okay?
Yes.
Oh, the internet is going down, eh? But mm, so going back to quiz 8, you'll find the quiz indicated on your portal on topic 10. Eh? So when you get it at topic 10, you click on it, and then you say preview quiz now. Eh? You come to preview quiz now. Yes, you click onto it. Eh? You click onto that preview quiz now, and then it gives you a place where you can write your answers. Eh? So you'll find, so you just come, the question is already there, but now you come and write your answers right there. So once you have done it, you now come and say finish attempt. And then the quiz will automatically load on my side. I will be able to check it. So can you saying, I hope you are not attempting it yet. Hello?
Hello.
I want to add you another question. If you attempt, I will not be able to add, okay?
Yes.
So just give me a minute. I add you one more question, and then you can attempt both of them, okay?
Does it have timing?
Does it have?
Timing.
No, I've not timed it. But
Oh.
I can put timing, So I'm not
Don't.
timing it. So don't try it now. What you do,
Yes.
just give me 1 minute. I want to add another one.
Sure.
Yes, you just do it. Okay, do it. That
My bundles are almost out, so anytime I'll be off.
All right, it's okay. So what you do, I've shared the adding of another question, so you can just attempt it right now, and then you can you just finish attempt, and then like for me, let me just attempt with my own thing. That is my attempt. So don't write that as an answer. Yeah, so that's my attempt, and then I have finished the attempt. Now I've done. Then once you have clicked on finish attempt, then submit all and finish. You have to submit all and finish. But if you are not sure that whatever you wrote was right, then you can return to attempt. Yeah, but if you are sure that everything is right, then now you come and click submit all and finish. And
Yes.
yeah, so just do it quickly, and then I think that should be our last action. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So now, for example, for Windows, let's say my file is my project on the desktop.
So I could have C move column, the backslash, users, the username, depending on what your username you're using on the machine. For example, mine is a D, then and then I click on enter. Okay, so you will see that information. So you're showing the current director. Let's see now. For those who are using now. So in that case, I think you see storage. Then you put storage. Then you can change the directory to storage. You can always list. So when you type ls, so they will use something like storage. So you change directory to storage, CD storage. After CD, you can have CD storage. I think from the storage you can be able to